You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am Marshall Green, and in today's show, we have a Saquon Barkley update coming in from the New York Post as Ryan Dunleavy is reporting that the largest offer that Joe Schoen and the New York Giants have offered the former number 2 overall pick is only $19.5 million guaranteed. And I'll tell you that much. This is not enough for Barkley to sign on the dotted line when Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern rolls around, which is the contract extension deadline for all players that have been franchise tagged. We also have reports coming in from Pro Football Talk that Saquon Barkley says is capped. So we're going to break that down in today's show. We also have a new logo at the middle of MetLife Stadium for the Giants. We'll break that down. But if you are just tired of the Saquon Barkley contract drama, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon right now. Just a couple more days. Now we got to talk about this. Hit that thumbs up icon and show some love. Ryan Dunleavy reported that the Giants' best offer to Barkley so far, there's been reports that the Giants have offered Barkley multiple contracts up to this point, but Dunleavy, who has really been on the money all offseason long, he was the first beat reporter to talk about Daniel Jones wanting $45 million. He was the person who broke the Daniel Jones story moments before the franchise tag deadline. So I'm going to believe Ryan on this, but he said $19.5 million was the most that they've been offered. Also said that the 2 franchise tags, whereas if the Giants tagged Saquon this year and next year, that would guarantee Barkley $22.2 million. And as one independent agent said about that $19 million number, there's no deal to be done that low. But just yesterday, ML Football on Twitter, who pretty much took this article from Pro Football Talk, said that Saquon Barkley has turned down a couple of contracts up to this point. I'll read it for you. He said, report, the New York Giants offered star running back Saquon Barkley a contract worth $13 million per year, including $26 million over the first 2 years. Sources tell Pro Football Talk. Saquon Barkley quote tweeted that and just put the cap emoji, a.k.a. this is BS. And at this point in the negotiations, both sides are leaking info to gain any sort of leverage possible. Look, Barkley wants to leak out that they haven't offered him a good deal. It makes him look good, and it makes the price go up, in my opinion. The Giants, they are leaking out info that they have offered Barkley multiple good contracts, and he has declined those right now. It's messy. It's dirty. I don't like it. This is supposed to be a family organization, and family business is family business. Pro Football Talk and Ryan Dunleavy should not be the people breaking the news about this. Well, Dunleavy, who's really been the man of the day for the Giants on Twitter, said that the Giants' running back, Saquon Barkley, now has 2 agents, co-agents. Ed Barry of CAA, who has worked with Saquon on marketing for years, is now part of his negotiating team. His agent before that, and it still is his agent, was Kim Miali. If I say your name wrong, I apologize. It's Kim Miali, who is a star agent in the NFL, but has not been able to get this deal done with Barkley. They are holding out for more money, and as they should. But now there's 2 people negotiating for Barkley, and sometimes there could be too many cooks in the kitchen, and I think that may be what we're heading to right now with Barkley. I do want to ask you this, though, before I give you my contract projection for Barkley, not more so a projection of, but what I think needs to happen for a deal to get done with Barkley and the Giants. But first, will a Barkley deal get done? Let me know what you think. Will it get done by Monday's deadline? Type Y for yes, type N for no down in the comment section. Today's show, Giants Now by Chat Sports, is sponsored by Z Biotics. So let's face it, guys. After y'all hit me with a bunch of super chats, I don't bounce back well the next day. That is until I found Z-Biotics. Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it most. Drink Z-Biotics before drinking alcohol. drink responsibly, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. It comes in an awesome package like this, really slick boxing. I think it's a really good design. And also, it's not that large. It comes with 6 individual bottles inside. And if you're going traveling, maybe a bachelor or a bachelorette trip, and you want to pack a couple of these up because it might get rowdy, it's going to fit right in your suitcase. Go to zbiotics.com/chatsports and get 15% off. Go to zbiotics.com/chatsports, or you can scan the QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use code CHATSPORTS at checkout. Remember to use that code. You can also sign up for a subscription as well so you can stay prepared no matter what the time or occasion. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. That's zbiotics.com/chatsports. Get 15% off when you use the code CHATSPORTS, or scan the QR code right here, or just go to the link at the bottom of the screen. That link is also clickable in the comments and description of today's show. After all of the smoke and all of the leaks in this situation so far with Barkley, Joe Schoen, and the Giants, I'm going to continue to say it because I continue to believe it. I still think a deal gets done. Why? The Giants, they want Barkley to be here. They wouldn't offer him long-term contracts if they didn't. Barkley wants to be here. He has said that multiple times. He wants to retire a Giant. Both parties want the same goal. Both sides are just going to have to give up a little bit more than they want to get there. But why has there been such a standstill in these negotiations? I got 4 reasons for that. 1, the running back market is at an all-time low right now in the National Football League. I mean, you talk about the top backs, Barkley, as well as Josh Jacobs. Even Tony Pollard were the top backs going in NFL free agency, and they all got franchise tags. So that cap, or the highest of highs, could not be reached when it comes to monetary value for these running backs. And of the running backs that were signed in NFL free agency, none of them really got the bag. I mean, Miles Sanders was a top 5 back last year. He had a really good season for the Eagles. One of his best in the NFL, over 1,000 yards, a lot of touchdowns. He only signed a 4-year, $25 million deal with $11 million guaranteed. David Montgomery is a good back. He signed for $6 million per and $8 million guaranteed, and you see the rest on screen. It's just the fact right now. No teams want to pay a running back a lot of money, and you saw that play out in the NFL offseason. You saw that happen when Jamal Williams got 3 years, $12 million deal, and only $8 million guaranteed. And then P. Ryan and Madison, they didn't get much money at all. And this is the time for Saquon Barkley to cash in. He's in the prime of his career. He's 26, 27 years old. This is his one opportunity to absolutely secure the bag while entering NFL free agency. He got a bag when he signed, was the number 2 pick, coming out of Penn State, because that was some of the most money that a running back has ever gotten coming into the league. But now is the time for him to put the cherry on top, especially coming off a monster season for Big Blue. 300 carries pretty much, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4.4 yards per pop, and he also gave you 57 grabs and 338 yards. He knows that the Giants offense ran through him, and he knows that he's never going to have a better opportunity coming off this type of season, healthy, to secure a big bag in NFL free agency. Another reason there's a standstill, the Giants have all the leverage in this situation. Why? Because they have the franchise tag. They have pocket aces. They have the hand that is going to win every single time. If they don't get a deal done, the franchise tag helps the Giants. It does not help Saquon Barkley. And the worst part about it is the Giants can franchise tag Barkley again next season. And let's be honest, reports have come out, and Barkley has said that he may have to sit out games, but is he really going to turn down $10 million guaranteed? The injury risk is there, but so is $10 million guaranteed. I don't think he's sitting out ball games. The last point, which we've talked about a little bit on this show that I think is a big standstill, is the Josh Jacobs franchise tag. He's on the franchise tag. He had a better year than Saquon Barkley. He was the number 1 back in the National Football League this year, and he and the Raiders haven't gotten to a contract extension. He's younger than Barkley. He's had less years than Barkley, so which means he's fresher, and he's going to have more, or he hasn't had as many hits stack up over the past couple of years, and maybe the Giants are hoping that Josh Jacobs and the Raiders get a deal done so there's somewhat of a baseline of a deal for what could happen. I'm sure Barkley wouldn't mind either if Jacobs got a deal done because he can say, look, I'm better than Josh Jacobs, and he got this amount of money. So if that gets done, if that Josh Jacobs deal gets done before Monday, I think it's going to help actually both parties when it comes to getting a long-term deal done with Barkley and Big Blue. Coming up in a second, I'm going to map out at least what I think a deal would have to look like for Saquon Barkley to sign it. It may not be perfect, but I think it would be pretty close in that ballpark. We also have a contract prediction from ESPN coming up in just a quick second. But first, I need to make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel because we're going to be going live on Monday on the channel, counting down the minutes and the hours until the deadline extension comes. And it goes. It'll be here, 4 p.m. Eastern on Monday. So subscribe, turn your notifications on, and clear out your schedule. And come hang out with the real ones on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. We'll be breaking down every single thing you need to know when it comes to Barkley and a long-term deal. So if you want to know everything you got to know, go down right now, hit that sub button, and turn your noties on. When you talk about what a deal could look like, ESPN put out their contract projection, or prediction, I guess is a better word here. They think it's going to be a 3-year deal worth $38 million, which is $12.7 million on average annual value, and $25.5 million guaranteed. My only problem with this deal is, from what I've heard and a couple people that I've talked to, it sounds like Saquon Barkley wants 4 years on his contract extension. And the thing is, you can get creative with these, and you can actually have a fake year in that 4th year. So you can go 4 years and still only have to pay out a similar amount of money of guaranteed dollars. I do think, though, Barkley's going to want 4 years. I think he's going to want a higher average annual value. I think he's going to want a little bit more guaranteed money. So if I had to guess what a deal would look like if Barkley signs on the dotted line, this is going to be a little bit closer to what I think it may look like. 4 years, $54 million, $13.5 million per year, and he's going to get $27 million guaranteed, which pretty much means that it's a 2-year deal. It's 2 years guaranteed at $27 million. He's getting $13.5 in year 1, $13.5 in year 2 guaranteed, and then you make a decision after that, and pretty much that 4th year is just a void year to make the total $1 million go up a little bit. But I think it's going to have to be close to $14 million, and I believe he's going to want more than $26 million guaranteed. That would be my guess and my prediction and projection for a Saquon Barkley deal to actually be signed by both parties. How much guaranteed money, though, would you offer Saquon Barkley? I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments section. Let me know what you're thinking. I want to close out today's show with some Giants news. What do you notice the difference about this football field right now? The Giants used to have the NFL logo along with the New York Jets in the middle of their field, probably because they didn't want to have to paint a logo every single week, but they're doing it now. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It's different because I've been used and trained my whole life to have the NFL logo there, but it just seems like there's too much white right there around the blue. I think it should be more of an outline than a full-on like paint fill when you're on the paint app on the old computers back in the day. I like it. We're getting some originality and some branding to our football field. I just wish it would look a little bit different. What'd you say, Coop? Yeah, what are the Jets going to do? Maybe they're going to put their logo up there as well. I also wouldn't mind if it just had that Giants logo where it just said Giants with the underline and the italicized font. But I'm a fan. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section. As always, thank you and appreciate you for tuning in to Giants Now by Chat Sports. If you want to talk more Barkley, more Giants football, or whatever, hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_.